Have you ever thought, I can't stand relationships. They're so hard. Why can't I figure them out? I'm never going to be able to figure them out. How am I going to figure out these problems with this specific person? Welcome today to the Max Potential Habits, either podcast or YouTube channel, where we will talk about personal power, win-win relationships, money mastery, and thrive habits to help you max your potential in life and business. I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientos, and today I want to talk to you about relationships. If you're someone who struggles in relationships, I want to talk to you about communication and give you a little bit of my background. I struggled my butt off in relationships for years and years and years. I was 15 years married. I left that relationship through having an affair. That next relationship was falling apart, and it took me falling down on my butt multiple times to figure out that I needed to change myself. And that is what led me on the personal growth and development path into becoming a coach. I'm forever grateful for those relationship challenges because they helped me see that I am the center of my relationship world. I'm the center of my money problems. I'm the center of being confident and creating the life and business that I want. So it was such a great gift. And I also want to give you information so you can catalyze your relationship success and feel like you're connected with the people around you. I didn't realize that relationships are a skill, and that you can learn those skills in order to have connected, attached, thriving relationships. So once I started taking workshops, listening to podcasts, YouTube, everything I could get my hands on to help myself in the relationship world, I realized, I learned some really interesting, challenging downloads about relationships as a kid growing up. I learned a lot from the movies, my parents, the people around me, and none of them knew what they were doing. We're not taught in school, so I had to figure it out myself. And once I was led down the path of realizing, you can actually learn how to have good relationships, it was so helpful. And one thing I learned that's really important is communication, to communicate your needs, which takes you knowing what your needs are. First, you've got to know yourself so that you can understand what drives you, what your genius path is, what your inspired mission is, who you would want to partner with, instead of just kind of taking whoever comes your way and trying to figure that out. Figure yourself out first. That's an incredibly challenging task, and it's a rewarding one that will help you have every relationship in your life thriving. It took me a long time to realize that I didn't have to just codependently attach to people and try to bend and contort and shape myself into whatever they needed me to be to find my value. And this was such a huge gift. It really had me struggling in the communication realm, because if you are a person who tends to want to please all the people around you, like you're Mr. Nice or you're a doormat and you struggle with stating your needs and you're constantly there for everyone else, then you're going to have a really hard time communicating your needs, because you're basically setting yourself up to serve all the people around you without having your needs met. This isn't a win-win relationship. This can show up in intimate relationships with your kids. It can show up at work, with your colleagues, with your team. It can affect and influence every relationship around you. So it's the opposite of what a lot of people think, which is that if we communicate our needs, then somehow we're being pushy or selfish or greedy. Instead, when you don't communicate your needs, you actually are setting up an expectation for the person that you're interacting with to read your mind, which is impossible. So what you're doing is you're expecting that they know what you need, and you're thinking they can read your mind. Then when they don't meet those unspoken expectations, you're resentful. Unspoken expectations lead to resentment. So start working on communication. Do everything you can to understand yourself, understand your needs, and articulate them to the people around you. Of course, there are ways to do this respectfully and kindly without being an asshole. No one likes a pushy person who tells their needs as demands. So there's differences between requests and sharing your feelings and your thoughts and asking for your needs to be met, and demands. Yeah, if you're a demanding jerk, people probably aren't going to like you, but that's not a win-win situation. If you're creating win-win relationships, you've got to start speaking your thoughts, your feelings, and your needs. And this will help you create more attached, more connected relationships, because connection is built through communication. It's impossible for people to read your mind. So if you're somebody who struggles in this area, start reading books, start learning about yourself, develop self-mastery, and read specifically relationship skills books, because it is a skill and anyone can learn it. I promise. I've created thriving relationships in my life, and 5 years ago, I never would have thought that that was possible for me to have connected, intimate, fulfilling relationships. I would not have thought that was possible for me. And if I can do it, I know you can do it. And if you're someone, maybe you're on the spectrum where you're like, oh, my relationships are okay, they're not falling down, broken apart, then still, relationship skills will help you. Think about your customers, your clients, the people you work with, anyone in your life. Every relationship takes communication. So the better that you can get at becoming a master of communication and articulating your thoughts and feelings, the more that you can create attached, connected relationships in your life and business. All right. If you're listening today on a podcast or on YouTube and watching on IGTV, please give me a review, share this with friends, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. Help me help other people. I want to reach 5 million people in the course of my lifetime of building my business, NFA Coaching. And I'm not fucking around when I try to help people with max potential strategies to help them thrive in their life and business. I am highly inspired, motivated, dedicated, determined to help you. So help me help other people. And don't forget to get inspired to do whatever it takes to transform into the most empowered version of yourself so you can lead a rich, thriving, kick-ass life and business.